Good morning, Mr. Whack. Good heavens. What have you done? Is that soot? Why ever did you rub yourself down with soot? Did you sleep at all? Tell you what, I didn't sleep very well. Cold campsite is not friendly for my old bones. What have you been up to exactly?
Yes, master.
Yes? Where are you going? Mr. Whack, we don't have time for this foolish escapade. We are almost to Riften. We have work to do. Where are we going? Oh, goodness. Mr. Whack. I know I said that we needed to find a way into the city that was discreet. But was this really necessary? All three of them? Four of them? God. Here's mission first. Vicious. All right, well, this is a solution, but an awful lot of bloodshed. Couldn't you have just picked off one of them, maybe knock them out? You know, you should be helping me clean up this mess. You have to hide the bodies, man. This is going to create an uproar if it's discovered before we can complete our mission. Ugh, heavy. Mr. Whack, we need to talk about your tactics. Sometimes there's a bit of wiggle room when it comes to savagery. Right, let's get this over with. Right, we need the armor, helmet, let's see, cloak, boots. None of them wear gauntlets. What is this? You've heard word of a band of Legion soldiers advancing on your position. Reinforcements are on the way. Now, reinforcements are on the way. That is not good, but the fact that Legion troops have been spotted in the area, that works in our favor, actually. All right, Mr. Whack. Let's go.
Very well, master, yes.
Clearly you are in mission mode. Quickly, let's pack up and get out of here. The thing's getting worse. Haven't even had time for breakfast. Already we're killing people. Come on. I have a feeling that won't be the last of it before this day is over. Alright, we're going to stay off the road. Alright, you mentioned the towers. The towers north of the city. We need an overwatch point for those, yes? Alright. You've done scouting, I will pick the spot. And that we shall make into our rendezvous point. Come, Mr. Wank. I have to applaud your efficiency. Yes, certainly no compromising the mission. However, alarmingly bloodthirsty, I would say. Okay, look at that. Right, there's the first of the towers. There is an overwatch point there, but it is far too exposed. Perhaps we can try on the eastern side of the road. Yeah, right up there in those trees. However, our approach needs to be from the back. The left side of that hill. Concealed. Right? Yes, not exposed to the tower. Let's go around this way. Whew. That was quite the climb. But we've made it. Let's see. There are a total of 3 towers. And you say it's the second one. You know, we have the worst view of the second tower. So, the second tower contains what? Our escape? Mr. Wank, you must explain this to me. This map that you created, it is strictly of the inside, right? And where is it? Let's go truck map. All right. So each is entrance in that. That is the ratway. Och is exit, which is the tower. Answer me a question. Is this strictly linear? In other words, I'm assuming that there's going to be forks in the road that aren't listed here. How will I know for sure which way to go? I wish you could come with me, but smuggling you into the ratway could be difficult. Besides, there are things I need you to do. All right. So, you remember the cave that we passed on the way here? I think that would be a good place to put the last node of our milestones. So, while I retrieve the treasure, you should place that last stone. Placing it in a cave will ensure that it's out of view of anyone. I just need to get to the cave successfully. We can do these two activities in tandem, yes? Is there a guard in there or what? Yes, there was a guard. How many guards do you suppose there are per tower? If they stay at the top, mostly, things should be fine. I do have my misgivings about entering the city disguised as a guard. Exiting is one thing, but walking around inside the city dressed as a guard, that seems risky. Alright. So, the traditional route into the ratway. Let me think here. The traditional route into the ratway is kind of a public entrance. We can't do that. We need to find a different way in. Well, I do have some leverage, I believe, over the family that owns the alchemy shop. I can force their hand. Yes, something like a financial incentive to get cooperation. That gets me in. Then I get to the entrance and I follow your map. Well, I am in there doing my thing. You are out here placing the last milestone. I will rendezvous with you there. Or would it make more sense? I would surely like to have you backing me up once I have left. Perhaps we could rendezvous here, set up a camp. We could rendezvous at the camp, and you could accompany me back to the milestone. Once we hit the milestone and we teleport, there's no catching us. There is no chance. But we have to get there. My worst fear is that we place a milestone in the wrong location and somebody finds it or discovers it's an escape mechanism, places a guard around it, or worse yet, destroys it. So I think the cave is our best bet. But that means we must travel overland. Perhaps there are some things to do when we get to that point that could make pursuit difficult for them. Assuming we are discovered. My hope is that we won't be discovered, and we shall get away nice and clean. Yes. How about we find a place to get
Very well, Master. Yes.
Yes. It certainly helps that we've been through all of this before, although I will say the last time we did it, it was quite different. Obviously, the first time we had a guided tour in Merthyr Frey. He actually, his hiring us to build a tunnel was quite advantageous. This is slightly different. We're doing it on our own, presumably before Merthyr Frey can do it himself. God, I hope our timing is good. All right. This seems like a relatively concealed area. Let's set up camp here. It looks good. All right. This will be our rendezvous point, Mr. Wack. In order for me to get the leverage I need, at the alchemy shop. I need to go in posing as Mr. Penrose. However, that is a rather obvious way to enter the city. I will definitely enter the city by way of the southern gate. It is less heavily guarded and less heavily trafficked as well, which works in our favor. But even so, dressed as Penrose, I have to get across town to the apothecary shop. As you can tell, I have many nerves over the idea of encountering other guards while dressed as one of them. Perhaps I don't pull it off. What if that happens? Well, what have I in my bag of tricks? Yes, I am Penrose all the time. All right. Well, regardless, we shall wait here for the cover of darkness, and then we will execute our mission. I have no idea how long I'm going to be down there, but the plan is I'll get in, I'll grab the loot, and I'm going to place it into deep spell storage. That should allow me to move freely. We will extract it from deep spell storage when and only when we have guarantees from the Silverbloods that they will liquidate this stuff into usable septums, right? Yes. All right. Well, let us get some rest, Mr. Wack. It is going to be a long night. All right, Mr. Wack, I believe it is time. Do you have that uniform? Hopefully it fits.
Takafalagaju, Master Yash.
Ah, thank you. Let's see. Armor, helmet, cloak, boots. So, I shall need you to hang on to some things for me. Let's see. I'll keep the sword. Okay. I feel as though I must keep Penrose's outfit. I don't know if it's going to be handy or not. I imagine turning over my travel gear to you is probably the best option. So let's do that. Hang on to this doctrine as well. I have a feeling we're going to need it for reference eventually. Let's see, cloak, boots, yes, and keep my spectacles. You never know. Oh goodness, it's cold. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Avert your eyes, Mr. Wack. Let's see. Whoops. Alright. How do I look? Is that convincing or what? Except for the violet eyes. For all intents and purposes, I am now a guard scraping out a living, working for the city of Riften. Yes. All right, Mr. Wack. You wait here. Good luck to you as well. I would say, give the old man about a 30-minute head start, and then begin your mission. If you can, make it back here and meet me here. If you cannot, meet me at the cave. If I arrive here and you are not present, I will make haste for the cave, and we will rendezvous there. All right. Good luck to you, my friend. Off we go. Is is probably one of the riskiest gambits I've ever done. Done a few. The thing that makes me the most nervous is committing to a business arrangement with one of the most powerful families in Skyrim before I even have the goods. Yeah, that is a bit risky. Sure. But if Mr. Whack and I can pull this off, we shall have all the financial leverage we need to sway the Civil War in the direction we want to go. Yes, that would be most advantageous, I think. Definitely worth the risk. But treasure alone is of no benefit. Must have a way to convert said treasure into money. That's the hardest part of all of this. Money you can actually spend on troops and armor and equipment. Things of that nature. That was very godlike of me, wouldn't you say? Mm. Dark. Good evening. There are two schools of thought on this sort of thing. One being, keep yourself concealed, and the other being, walk right down the middle like you own the place. I'm going to attempt that. But I shall not be so foolhardy as to go right through the marketplace, even late at night.
Maven, how's the criminal underworld treating you this fine day?
You may have everyone else impressed you, but you don't impress me. You couldn't touch me if you wanted to.
You're a cold, unfeeling bitch.
My dear, you have
Yes,
no idea.
amen to that. And that, my friends, is why we do not go into business with the Blackbriars.
I'm kind of busy, but if you need any potions or ingredients, let me know.
Kind of busy.
Here, something I want you to have. Now, don't embarrass either of us by... Here, something I want you to have. Now, don't embarrass either of us by saying something sappy. Just take it.
Well, I can see that you've come around, Elgrim. Then you'll have no issue with me going down into your cellar.
Where did you put it, woman?
What is it now, dear?
Oh, don't you dear me. I had a bowl of vampire dust on my work table not an hour ago, and after you swept in there, it's gone.
Oh, my. Elgrim, it's on the shelf to the right of the table, as always.
I see.
What is this book? King of Wands.
Well, just be careful around my things.
I was expecting more of a fight, but he welcomed me with open arms. Most of those who are in debt to the lending house of Penrose and Valentine don't make it easy. There is always pushback. All right, well, there is no point in waiting. Let's get down here. Goodness, it is so dark. I like that, though. Money buys silence, my friends. Yeah, button. I wasn't counting on having to test my lockpicking skills. This is precisely where having Mr. Whack along would have been helpful. This area of the ratway is familiar. And if Mr. Wack's directions were correct, the entrance we need is right here. Excellent. Ah, look at this. Shell bugs. I'm surprised to see them this far north. All right. What do we need for traversing the tunnels? Perhaps a muffle? Or maybe mage light? Okay. Now, Mr. Whack said through the door and straight ahead. He left a torch marking the direction. He did not seem overly confident in his mapping skills. Now these bugs are everywhere. They are rather docile. I hate to have to kill them, but they get in the way. Once I jump down here, that is it. I am committed. I will not be escaping this way, certainly. Oh, look at this. This is an excellent book to just be lying around. Right. I can go left. I can go right. Let's look at the map. Alright, so itch is in. I'm assuming the big box is this room. If I'm facing the fireplace and I go to the left, that would indicate where the treasure is. So that would be this way. Say anything about that. You can hear them. Why did I get not good. expected. Oh, that was a timely find. Let's see, quality potion of health. I shall take it. Damn it, Mr. Whack. Well, he's done his best. It is up to me now. It is making sense. I believe we're about halfway there. It's another big room. Hopefully no surprises in there. No surprises, that would be nice. No surprises. This is turning into much more of a fight than I expected. Right. A draft of vitality restores. Yes. Perhaps an extra regeneration boost would be nice. I guess the positive thing is that we're coming out the same way. So, presumably, have at you. Come on. Come on. There we go. I haven't the benefits of my travel gear. I gave that to Mr. Whack. Alright. This is the room. Yes? Alright. Let's look at the Go-Chuck map once more. We're in this room. Okay. So to the right, and we are at the Go-Chuck. The Go-Chuck. Right. I'm ready. What are these things? May as well use the potions. Trying to conserve my energy. Here it is. Yes, what we are looking for is just beyond. Now it is time for the real thing. The only way through is teleport. Once I do this, I am fully committed. Here goes nothing.
So, the ending of my tale I began earlier.
Right, now we exit with all due haste. Hopefully there are no surprises on the way out. I can't believe that worked. All to the confident planning of Mr. Black. Or shall I say Mr. Valentine? This might actually work. Now we just need to get to safety. I won't consider myself safe until I'm on my own territory, knowing full well that all of the loot is stored securely in deep magical storage. I like to think that I could withstand torture. However, if somebody were to put the screws to me, I'm not so sure I wouldn't give up where the loot is hidden. All right, this is the escape. Damn it. Try something a bit more discreet. Who outlasts who? Surely I can beat a rat. Right, there's one. Come here, you bastard. Closer. Fry yourself. I don't dare use a more powerful spell. If I do, I could be creating noise right underneath the tower filled with guards, and also destroying this little grate here, which is quite handy to have in place should I need to cover my flank. Right, it's dispatched quietly. Hopefully, get through here. Come on. What a mess. Right. Mr. Black. Where are you taking me here? I'm looking for the arch. In through the itch, out through the arch. This is it. Oh, look. All right. Must wait for the spell to dissipate before I risk exiting. Also, probably turn out the light. So if everything works well, Let's see, we still have some cover of darkness in the early twilight. We turn out the lantern, and if everything goes well, the guard is at the top, and he doesn't come down. And we squeeze out the door and make a run into the forest and back to the base camp. That is the plan.
I'm getting out of here.
Ah, Mr. Whack, it is good to see you. I was getting worried. Probably shouldn't have. I've taken the liberty of packing things up. Do you have my travel gear, of course?
Takafalagadu, Master Yash.
Excellent. Well, my friend, it went off without a hitch, really. I couldn't be more pleased with the result. Let's see, my staff. And I trust that you were able to fulfill your mission, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't be here. All right. Let me change once again. Okay. Excellent. I think we are good to go. Now we just need to make it to the cave, is that correct? Yes. Well, let's see. All right. Well, let's exercise caution. Go down the back way, shall we? All right. All the loot. Let's store it away safely for now. We just need to teleport out of here. Now the question is, where do we go first? Probably the safest place to go would be Mr. Wack's hovel. It is hidden away. No one will suspect that location. Yes. Let's go there. We do not know who is friend or foe at this time. Cannot take any chances. There's too much riding on this gambit, Mr. Wack. safe distance for now. Clear out, man. We have things to do. Ah, he's ascending the hill. We can go around. Mr. Wack, are you coming? Alright, he's watching our flank. That's good. I'm most concerned about bears blocking our path at this point. I'd rather not use noisy magic if I can help it. Let's go around. Look at it, laying its fat ass right in the middle of the path. There was so much more loot in the guild vault than I had anticipated. It is incredible to think of the things that we could finance with this. Ultimately, I wish to steer the war in my direction, and by my direction I mean away from the Imperials. It's not just that I have a bone to pick with the Emperor, because I do. But the fact of the matter is that the Imperials are destined to ignore my research no matter what I do. That is proven now. I've been through it once already. The best chance to save the people of this province is to find them independence from the Imperials. It is quite literally the only way now. The sooner the Civil War is over, the sooner we can get down to the business of keeping people safe. Chuck. Alright. Now, once again, I must consult the Chuck node. Whack Chuck is node 5. That is where we must go to make good our escape. And then the next phase of this operation begins, yes. Ready? Come, Mr. Whack. Let us go.